Sunday Gunday. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things, and today on Sunday Gunday we're doing something a little bit different than normal. A couple days ago you guys watched me unbox everything that you see behind me here, and this is a complete care package from Toxic Targets. You have seen me set up the old version of their portable target rack, but now I'm setting up the new version, as well as not one, not two, but 4 different silhouettes. The setup for each of these targets do vary slightly, so I'm just gonna go through them one by one, give you a little bit more detail about the products, and then show you how to get them set up properly in case you wanna go and pick some up for yourself. So let's start off with the easiest one first. Here in front of me in the red, I have the new 1/4-inch portable target rack. This new system went through a little bit of a redesign. Here in front of me in the green, I have the original 3/8 inch. So these plates here are obviously a little bit thicker than the new ones. It's still AR500 steel, so I'm hoping it holds up pretty damn well. And because the new design is thinner, it's obviously lighter, therefore making it a little bit more portable than this big guy. So this comes with the 2 front plates, the back plates where you mount the 4 targets, hardware, and then another plate in the middle to kind of hold everything all together. Once everything is in place and snug, the whole rack mounts on these 2 simple T-bars right here that you can pick up in the garden section at a Lowe's or Home Depot. This one is very straightforward, so let me get this stuff out of the way and just show you how easy it is. To start things off, you want to position everything how you see it here with these brackets facing down. And then you can lean the front plates right up against them like that. On the back side here, you have this small plate that holds everything together, and then you can put your hardware through. Once the centerpiece is together, you got 2 more on each side. Simple as that. Now I gotta slam these suckers into the ground, which isn't that hard to do, but if you're on rocks and you're doing it by yourself, it can be a little bit tricky. It'd be a lot easier if I didn't buy the tall ones. Definitely get the shorter ones. Once those are up, you can slip the rack over each end. Once you get that set to your desired height, you can go ahead and hang the targets. Previously, these things were mounted with chains with another bolt through here. It would hang from the back. Now they have this T-style hook. To put these on, you simply push it up, pull it back, and that's it. Easy. Man, it's hot outside. The hardest thing about putting that rack together was actually slamming those T-bars into the rocks. Now let's move on to the smaller silhouettes. These are also hung on those T-bars. It's just 3 simple plates, 2 bolts, and that's pretty much it. Now for this, simply flip the plate over, mounting bracket on the back with this part facing down, hardware through the front, pretty simple. Small ones are together, and now we got the same kind of bracket style setup for the bigger ones. Easy. To save me the trouble of slamming 2 more of these into the ground, I just pulled off the portable target rack and then hung these brackets on underneath it. Silhouettes go right on like that. Now for the BYOB, or build your own base. Since I have 2 targets, I'm obviously going to be building 2 different bases. And depending on what height you want these sitting at in the end, you might want to get different size 2x4s. Let's go 1 base at a time. Starting with 1 2x4, I'm gonna measure out 2 feet, 2 feet, 1 foot, 1 foot. Now you wanna grab a saw, probably glasses too. Might as well do the other one at the same time. So for the base, you supply your own 2x4, but then it comes with these 3 brackets here. 1 for the bottom, 1 for the top, and then 1 to mount the target. To give you an idea of how this is gonna work, this bottom plate goes here, the top plate here, and then imagine this is a 5 to 6 foot 2x4. That will slip down the middle, and then up top here is where you mount the target. These 2-foot sections will go underneath here, and then I believe you're gonna wanna mount this cross thing a little bit back from dead center, because once you got the weight of the target hanging on here, it's gonna tend to pull it forward a little bit. I'm using this other 2x4 to kind of keep things lined up, and should I drill pilot holes for this? Probably, but the screws aren't that big, so I don't think I'm gonna worry about that. Now this other bracket has an L bend on it, that way once you put the 2x4 through here, you could put 2 more screws in and make it permanent. I'm gonna put that facing down in the inside to kind of clean up the look. I'm also gonna put a 2x4 through here just to make sure everything fits. Now for this part, like I said, I don't want to put this dead center because I'm pretty sure once the target is hanging on the front of it, it's going to tend to pull it, especially when you're hitting it with round after round. So if dead center is here, I might set it back. I think I'm going to go with like 2.5 inches, give or take. I don't need this thing to look pretty, I just need it to function. Good enough for me. Now I'm just gonna set this thing up real quick and see kind of how it swings with the target on it. I probably won't be putting screws in there because I kind of want to keep it portable. This also doesn't need to be 6 foot tall. Makes me look like a midget. I'd say that's pretty good, but it's a little too tall, so let's fix that. From 6 feet to 4.5 feet, I'd say that's pretty good. That way I can shoot with a lower backstop. Since this is only 1/4 inch steel, it really doesn't rock as much as I thought it was going to, which is good. So one more base to build and then we can go set everything up. All right, here we are back outside, got everything set up, but I must say it's looking pretty damn good. Building those bases were really easy, putting all the hardware together and everything, it's all pretty simple. And like I said, the hardest thing was slamming those T-bars into the ground. If I bring you guys in here on a side angle, you can see that everything has a pretty nice lean to it, so it should be pretty safe. As you're hitting this, the round should be deflecting down towards the ground, and I'm pretty excited to shoot these. Once the private range is done, these things are probably gonna have a permanent home up there. But for now, I can't just leave the video without shooting them at least a little bit, right? That being said, now enter the infamous custom Glock 19. In the same unboxing video as the targets, I unboxed this Enforce light as well as a holster for it, and I'm definitely gonna have a review on that coming soon, as well as a little bit of a torture test for this guy. I gotta get it up to 1,000 rounds, and right now I think I'm only at like 400 since the customizations. But for now, I'm just gonna put 100 rounds down and test these things out. So that's kind of cool. So I wasn't really planning on this, but as you can see, as I went across the portable target rack there, they flip up and they actually stay there. So now I guess I can sort of treat it like a tree. Shoot them up and then shoot them back down. Or you shoot one and they all fall. Let's check out how these things held up. I would say pretty damn well. 9mm isn't really a heavily penetrating round as like a 223 or 5.56 would be, something else that I would shoot at it. So there's really no dimples. I would say no more damage than shooting at the 3/8 either. So even on the edges here, if I kind of came off the side, hit the corner of the metal, I was expecting that to at least mushroom out or something a little bit, but held up pretty damn well. So there you have it, some cool new offerings from Toxic Targets. 1/4-inch AR 500 steel, small silhouettes, large silhouettes, portable target rack. And these are just some of their offerings. They're developing new stuff all the time, so of course I'm gonna be leaving links to everything down in the description below, as well as pricing, where you can pick them up at. Also their Instagram, go over there, find the last picture that they posted and tell them that I sent you. Toxic Targets is obviously hooking it up huge for the new private range, so if you guys could go and show them some love, I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions for me about anything that you saw here, just let me know down in the comments or hit up Toxic Targets on their Instagram. I'm sure they will help you out with pretty much anything that you need. If you're new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos here every week, just like this Sunday Gunday that you just saw. That's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.